G'day guys, Jackson Milan, the Wealth Mentor here. Hope you're doing well. I have been a little bit slack with the YouTube channel over the course of the last few weeks. We've been pretty busy on the road, and to be honest, it's kind of slipped my mind. But I'm going to be looking to level up this channel shortly and give you guys some more content. For the time being, not going to be huge production value. Going to be pretty relaxed, just kind of shot from my iPhone. It's because I think this is going to be an easy way for me to get content out to you guys. Keep you updated with how we're progressing with the trip, and also give you some actionable insights to help you progress your wealth, your business, and help you create a lifestyle business that allows you to live the life of your dreams. So, bit of an update. We are currently in a place called Stanage. I'm just currently sitting by the shore here. This is we drove up from, where were we before? 1770. We're in 1770. We did about 5 hours driving yesterday. It was about a 2-hour dirt road to get into Stanage. Stanage is a very sleepy little town. I think there's a population of about 80 or so. It's like one general store. There is a campground here. The campground's really nice. It's right by the shore here. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Just ask for a donation for the local store. There's meant to be crocodiles here. Haven't seen any crocodiles yet, although that looks a little bit like a crocodile, but it's I assure you it's a rock. So we're loving it here. We're making our way up towards the Cape. Plan to stop in Townsville to catch up with some friends, do some jiu-jitsu training, and get ready to do the old telly track at the end of July. We were kind of thinking about whether we do a guided tour, like a tag-along tour, or whether we kind of just send it and do it ourselves. We went to Stradbroke Island last weekend and did a little bit of playing in the 4-wheel drive. And we thought better judgment would be to do a tag-along tour with people who actually know what they're doing. And although it's going to be reasonably expensive, so the 2-week tag-along tour is going to be about $4,000. Not only are we going to make sure that we see a lot of great stuff that we might have missed otherwise, because we've got that local knowledge, but it's also going to be like a 2-week crash course on how to 4-wheel drive properly, because we have absolutely no idea what we're doing. We tried to do a little bit of 4-wheel driving. The beach was fine at Stradbroke. However, once we started going on some trails, even with the tires aired down and not knowing how to properly drive in sand, we got ourselves into a little bit of trouble that we decided that we better err on the side of caution. So there is that. I think that's a smart move. Guys, let me know in the comments if you think that's a smart move to do the tag-along tour and actually learn what we're doing, or whether we should just go full send and just immerse ourselves. I just have this vision of doing a river crossing and then getting the trippy stuck and it all being submerged underwater and us losing our home, basically. It's not a situation that we really want to be in. So that's just me anyway. But the trip's been fantastic. We're about 5,000 Ks in so far. The trip's been fantastic. We've had really no issues. The truck's been bulletproof. Nothing's failed so far. The electrical system's hanging in there, which is good. We've had a couple of days where we've run it out and we've had to run the vehicle to charge it back up, but that's fine. It's just to be expected. These things happen. We're running 2 businesses from the truck and living out of it basically full time. So it's working quite well. I think if we were to live in it longer term, I would change the DC to DC and I would put that to a 100 amp, and I would change out the Amptron batteries for Safiri batteries. The issue is the Amptron batteries can't take enough charge. We've only got like a 20 amp, or I think a 25 amp DC to DC. So it just doesn't charge very quickly from the alternator. And yeah, I think I would do that, which would allow us to charge a whole lot faster from the alternator. However, the panels are hanging in there. They're doing extremely well. So that's worked out really well. And in other news, I'm probably working about 40% less than what I was prior to leaving, with the habits that I developed in COVID. And we've come off the back of now 2 back-to-back record months. And we're probably going to beat that again this month. So the business is sitting at about 300K when we consider all of our business units. Our 3 main business units being Aureus Education, Aureus Wealth, and Aureus Finance are doing about 250,000 a month at the moment. And then our other business interests are making up the difference of about 50K. And we are in the process of looking to set up 2 new businesses, which I'll be releasing some info on that shortly. I'm thinking about it like, what got us to having this level of success. Like, we preach this for a long time, right? My last book that I wrote, The Secrets to Scaling a Seven-Figure Lifestyle Business, and we talk about our lifestyle business plan framework where we aim to get $400K a year in profit, working 4 days a week, 44 weeks a year, and then fast-tracking our way to $4 million in net wealth. I fell into bad habits in COVID because I'm a naturally hyperactive person. I have to be occupied. I've always struggled with boredness and boredom, and feeling like I always have to be doing something to battle the boredom. And I was working crazy hours. I was definitely working about 80 hours a week. And it was just because through the lockdowns and everything through COVID, I was trying to keep myself occupied. I was trying to just find things to do, just being stuck at home. And I just immersed myself in the business. And to be honest, I probably wasn't working on the right things. There were so many other things that I could have done that could have resulted in more productivity and better results for the business. And don't get me wrong, the business did well. We've been growing. We've been focusing on building out the team. We didn't have to lay anybody off. Everyone in the team had job security. We obviously moved on a couple of people who weren't the right fit, but we didn't fire them because we couldn't afford them. It's just because they weren't the right people. And we've got people in the right seats now. Looking back, one of the best decisions we made was getting Nadia on board as a GM. She's been fantastic, who's really helped us ramp up the team culture, focus on driving the team KPIs, making sure we have the touch points to communicate our vision with the team and helping them understand exactly what we're trying to do here at Aureus. And building up the sales team and ramping up the marketing has been a really great exercise that's really helped us attract the right people. And it really only occurred to me yesterday. I was thinking back on some of my other colleagues that I've spoken to over the years who've been trying to scale up coaching businesses. But they've always struggled with getting the right client who has the means to pay for their services. And I look back on the clients that we've taken on board, and the vast majority of the clients that have been working with us have been able to be in a financial position that can actually pay for our services up front. And it just blows my mind that we're not only able to attract the right people that we can add an immense, huge level of value to, that are getting exponential rates of return as a result of working with us, but they're actually in a financial position to be able to work with us and commit fully to the process. And that makes me feel really good because we're able to help more people and really change their life and their business in so many different ways. So that's really, really fulfilling. But obviously this trip was a catalyst for working less. I'm working about 40% less. I've blocked out Wednesdays. I'm basically not working on Wednesdays. This is Wednesday. I've recorded 2 podcasts today, which you can't really call that work. I've got another podcast I'm doing today. And then essentially I've got pretty much the rest of the day off, which is fantastic. And Fridays, I'm not seeing any clients and I'm working on the business. And essentially I'm not working weekends at all, and reducing my time down to by freeing up at least 40% of my time. I'm now back to 4 days a week, which is great. We're going to be taking a month off. This is my first full month off since starting Aureus 3.5 years ago. I've had some time out, obviously over Christmas, and I've had other times out, but not this length of time. And I'm 100% confident that the team is going to be able to crush it in my absence. And not only that, I'm actually excited to see the team grow in my absence, because this is one of the most critical things of this trip. By being physically distanced, because once again, we were working remotely through COVID, but being physically distanced and obviously driving longer hours and not being as easy to contact, I've seen the team grow by not leaning on me so much and being able to work things out for themselves. So I think as business owners, as entrepreneurs, people who are experts in what you do, when you create a business, you create a bottleneck because people ultimately end up relying on you, particularly when you're really good at what you do. And through providing the systems and providing the frameworks for them to be able to work out these things for themselves, we've been able to get some amazing growth. And that growth is not directly linked to me. I've been a catalyst for that growth, but it's not been growth that directly contributed to me, which is amazing. That's what you want in a business. You don't want this to be a thing that's just constantly fueling your ego. You want a business to be able to stand on its own 2 feet and grow under its own power, which is something that I'm really been focusing on. And I think I've grown as well. I think that as a result of this trip, I've probably never been happier. I definitely have never been happier. The excitement of being able to get up and go to a new place and experience new things every day, the ability to have this freedom. I can't even describe what it means. The ability to map out just 2 weeks in advance and have the uncertainty of it all is liberating, and it fills you with energy and fills you with joy, and it's just an amazing environment to create. And to have this contrast between this remote place, like where I am right now, like look at this, how remote it is. There's no one here. There's literally no one here. There's literally just a seagull. To have the ability to be in this remote environment, but also to be connected, like we have an amazing internet connection, where I was just having a podcast with a guy in Canada that was crystal clear. This contrast is amazing. It is the perfect environment to foster growth. And I'm just excited about the future. I'm excited about where we're taking the business. I'm excited about the new projects that we're working on. I'm excited about the opportunities that are going to continue to present themselves that I don't even know about yet. And to know that I'm in my best possible headspace. I've got the most amount of energy. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm the most content that I've ever been. To have this frame, to be able to pursue these opportunities that will continue to present themselves over the months and to come, is just amazing. So I don't tell you this to brag, right? Like you're probably one of 2 people at the moment who's listening to this. You're the person who sees this as a tremendous opportunity. That you're a person that looks at this and say, I can do this myself. Doesn't matter what your business is. You could be a tradie, you could have a bricks and mortar business, you could have a service business, you could have an online business, you could have an e-commerce business, whatever your business is. You are the type of person that listens to what I'm saying and you say, I can do this. I can remove the golden handcuffs. I can escape the constraints that exist in my life and my business, and I can create and manufacture freedom myself. Because that is what entrepreneurship is. It's to manufacture freedom. Or you're the type of person that's listening to this and you're saying, I can't do this. I can never be this lucky. I can never have this level of opportunity. It's not possible. And whatever your initial response, how you do anything is how you do everything. When I made a conscious decision many years ago to transition from being a serial procrastinator, a serial dreamer, somebody who never followed through with anything, was all talk, no action, to transitioning to being a doer, that when I said I was going to do something, I would commit to it fully and completely. If I told people openly that I was going to do something, I would do it. That I proved that how you do anything is how you do everything. And through showing that I could do this trip, that I made the plans, I put it into action, I followed through, and I'm now living it, it has proved that I can do anything. So if you're watching this, and maybe you've got these self-limiting beliefs, maybe you've got this can't attitude, maybe you've got a won't attitude. I can't do this, it's not possible. There's too many constraints, there's too many limitations, I'm too deep, I've got a mortgage, I've got kids, I've got responsibilities, I've got a business that needs me, I've got clients that need me. Then I 100% believe that this is showing up in all other aspects of your life. The problem is you. You are the biggest limiting factor in your life and your business. So if you want these things, if you want freedom and flexibility, if you want to be able to be the master of your own destiny, if you want to be able to do something like this, you need to change your mindset. You need to change it to a can-do attitude. You might not be able to do it right now, but that is an outcome, that is a lag indicator for things that are missing, things that are broken in your life, in your business that you need to fix that would enable you the ability to have the freedom of opportunity to do the things that you really want to do. If these things are important enough to you, you will find a way. Because there are two types of people in this world. There are people who find a way and there's people who find an excuse. Finding an excuse is easy. It's a cop-out. I can't do that. It's impossible. It's so easy to say that, to convince yourself of these things. You remain stuck in your matrix, stuck in this pretend world that you've fabricated around you that's created these subconscious constraints on all of the possibilities that you could ever have in your life. But until such a time as you think and play devil's advocate and say, what if I could? What if the opposite was true? What if I could escape the constraints of my life and my business, of my finances? And what if I could create a life of abundance? What would that look like? And that's a question I want you to ask yourself. Let me know what your outcomes are. Let me know what it is that you want. Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Pretty quick episode today, short and sharp, nothing pretty, but I hope there's some value and some wisdom there for you guys. So look forward to catching you soon. Take care.